Have you ever sat in a luxury car and thought, wow, this seat just feels different? And then you sit in a budget car and they both have leather, but one feels amazing and the other, not so much. You probably think it's the foam or the leather, right? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the real hero of your car seat. It's this one hidden part that literally decides your safety, your comfort on a long drive, and that premium feel you're paying for.
Oh man, we have all been there. You're a few hours into a road trip and that dull ache starts in your lower back. You start squirming, shifting around, trying to find just one position that doesn't feel like some kind of medieval torture device. It's a pain we all know way too well.
And what's the first thing you blame? The foam, right? It's too soft or it's not supportive enough. But what if I told you the foam is totally innocent? It's just sitting there, taking the heat. The real culprit, the source of all that pain, is hiding right underneath you, and we are about to put it on blast.
So, the true villain behind your sore back and, get this, the silent hero that could save your life is this small metal part called the seat recliner. I want you to think of it as your own personal bodyguard, tucked away inside the seat, making tiny adjustments to keep you comfortable and, more importantly, incredibly safe.
Okay, so what is this thing exactly? The super technical term is an angle hinge assembly, but nobody cares about that. Let's just call it what it is. It's the knee joint of your car seat. It's that crucial pivot point that connects the backrest to the bottom cushion, letting you lean back or sit straight up. Simple as that. So how does it work? Well, the best way to think about it is like the dial on a high-security safe. Inside that little disc are all these super fine steel teeth. When you pull the adjustment lever, it's like you're dialing in the combination. The teeth pull apart. The second you let go, boom, they lock together instantly, holding that seat in place with an unbelievable amount of force.
And that brings us to its most important job. This little hinge isn't just about finding a comfy angle for your nap. No, in a crash, this thing becomes a life-saving device. Its one and only mission at that moment is to not break. Period.
So just how strong are we talking? Well, safety standards like the JB-15083-2019 say it has to withstand at least 2,000 Newton-meters of torque. Now that's just a big number, right? What does that actually mean in the real world?
It means this. I want you to picture taking a steel pole that's 1 meter long, bolting it to the recliner, and then hanging a 200-kilogram person, that's almost 450 pounds, from the very end of that pole. The recliner has to hold all of that weight without shattering, without snapping, without even slipping a single one of those tiny teeth. That is a truly insane amount of strength. Because if it does fail, the results are absolutely catastrophic. If you're rear-ended, a weak recliner lets the seat back just snap backwards. This causes a violent whiplash that can lead to horrible neck and spine injuries. But it gets worse. It throws off the timing of everything else. Your seatbelt, your headrest, your airbags, they're all designed to work in a specific sequence, and a failed recliner just starts a domino effect of failure. It's so serious that back in 2009, a major brand's sales took a nosedive after their car failed a CNCAP test specifically because of a weak recliner. Okay, so it's an absolute tank when it comes to safety. We get it. But what about that comfort we were talking about, that premium feel? This is where the engineering gets really, really cool. The difference between a cheap-feeling seat and a high-end luxury one often comes down to just a fraction of a degree. And this just explains it perfectly. Your average standard recliner adjusts in these big, clunky 3-degree steps. It feels like you're climbing a staircase. You know the feeling, you're either a little too far forward or a little too far back. You can never find that just right spot. But a high-precision recliner, it adjusts in tiny little steps, about half a degree at a time. That's like walking up a perfectly smooth ramp. You can dial in your exact perfect comfort position. And hey, this isn't just some vague feeling. The data actually backs it up. A user comfort study found that just by switching from that standard 3-degree recliner to a precision 0.6-degree model, user-rated comfort shot up by 40%. A 40% jump. That tiny, almost invisible engineering detail makes a massive difference in how you feel after a few hours behind the wheel. All right, so now you have the inside scoop. The next time you're in a dealership, you can be armed with this knowledge and just cut right through all the sales talk. So let's put together a little cheat sheet to bust the most common myths you're going to hear about car seats. Myth number 1, and it's a big one. Electric seats are always better. Salespeople love to sell the convenience. But here's the truth. When it comes down to pure, hardcore reliability in a crash, a well-made manual recliner is often safer. Why? Fewer points of failure, there are no motors to burn out, no sensors to fail, no wires to short. It's just simple, tough, and reliable. Okay, myth number 2. Softness equals comfort. The salesperson will always have you push on the cushion to feel how soft and luxurious it is. But here's the thing. After 3 hours on the highway, that softness just becomes a total lack of support. Real, long-haul comfort comes from a solid, stable structure. And the foundation of that entire structure is a recliner that doesn't wobble.
And my absolute favorite myth, the clicking sound. You know, when you adjust the seat and you hear that cheap click-clack noise and the salesperson says, "Oh, don't worry, it just needs to break in." No, that sound is a huge red flag. It's the noise of sloppy manufacturing, tiny gaps between the gear teeth. It is a sign of poor quality, and trust me, it's only going to get worse.
So let's talk about what you're actually paying for. A really good manual recliner might cost the car maker somewhere around 80 to 150 yuan. An electric system? That starts at 500 yuan and goes way, way up. So yeah, with electric, you're paying for convenience and memory settings, but you're also adding a ton of complexity, extra weight, and a lot more things that can potentially break.
And even on that 150 yuan manual recliner, look at where the money actually goes. A big chunk isn't even for the raw steel. It's for these super specialized, expensive processes like heat treatment and something called fine blanking. That's an ultra-precise stamping process that creates those gear teeth with micron-level accuracy. That's the expensive part that gets rid of the wobble and the cheap clicking sound. This is high-tech stuff, not just a piece of bent metal.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information, so how do you actually use this when you're on the car lot? Don't worry, I'm going to boil it all down for you. Just remember the simple 3-point checklist, and you'll be able to spot a good seat in about 10 seconds flat.
All right, here we go. Number 1, push the seat. Grab the top of the backrest and give it a good shove forward and back. Does it feel loose or wobbly? A quality recliner will make that seat feel like it's welded to the car's frame. Number 2, listen closely. Adjust the angle back and forth. You want to hear a quiet, smooth, solid sound, like shh, not a loud, cheap click-clack. And number 3, look for 2. Peek down at the base of the seat on both sides. The absolute best and safest designs will have a recliner mechanism on both sides of the seat to stop it from twisting in a crash.
So here's the bottom line, the mantra you need to remember. For short trips around town, soft is fine. But for long trips, you need support. In a crash, you need your seat to grip you, not let you slip. And it all starts with that solid, high-quality recliner.
And that's really the whole point, isn't it? This small, hidden piece of engineering is working for you every single second you're in the car. But its true genius is that it's completely invisible. A great seat recliner is so strong, so precise, and so reliable that you never, ever have to think about it. It's just there, silently doing its job, giving you the best kind of protection, the kind you never even notice is there.